Took me some time to get to the place that you wanted me to be. I know it was never you. I just needed to work on me. But now I'm ready. I'm ready to love.
Hey guys, welcome to Lord Blackburn 91. We're giving you guys a super panel. Talk about Ready to Love. Listen. I apologize about the time. As you can tell, listen, the Ghana heat. You close one eye, you close two, before you know, you're in dreamland. And listen, we're talking to you guys, obviously, about the latest episode that happened of Ready to Love. We had Ashley and we had Don, obviously, making their connection a little bit more stronger. He had told us that he wasn't sure if he remembered telling her about his marriage, and they went further and deeper into that conversation. We also had Zadia and Cam. We had, obviously, their conversation about moving, and he told her very quite strongly that he didn't see his vision, nor see his life anywhere near DC. So that situation looks like it's going to be up in smoke. We have Venetia, and she's still considering whether Tabari was the right type of man for her in that particular case, but we really know she really said he's a bit too much fun. But they have a better conversation, and he tells her as well about the fact that he may have to go down south a little bit as well, because due to his daughter as well. So that's another conversation which, again, may be a spanner in the works. And then we had Charisse. She had a lovely man like Nick, and there was another gentleman who she also was interested in. I think his name was it Keith? I can't remember his name. Very softly spoken. He said, listen, Charisse, I think you'd be the right person for me. And Charisse said, listen, let me tell you something. She's looking for a man's man, okay? She said, Nick, even though she had a whole debate with our good sis, Zadia and Venetia, about who actually gave the best conversation. And it wasn't him, Nick. It wasn't the muscle man. It wasn't the action man. It was Keith. Yet she says she chose somebody like Nick. So, listen, we understand there's a lot of different things and factors as to why these four ladies had such a tumultuous time, but in this particular episode, and we're going to break it all the way down. So, if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor. Make sure you guys like it, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate y'all. Listen, look, it would be like that, Haitian Empress just knows she got my neck in her teeth right now, because she said already that, I'll be wasting y'all time, and you know what? I don't want to waste. I'm not here to waste anybody's time. I apologize, guys. I did fall asleep out there, but I'm back. Okay, all right, back with a bang. All right, cool. Myself and Sean, we're gonna kick it off. And we're gonna have a good conversation today. I know you are sick and tired of seeing me and Sean, but you're gonna get even more sick and tired of seeing me and Deacon together on this particular show. So I'm gonna give my co-host today on to have a discussion about Ready to Love, brother Sean.
Bro, you've awakened from your slumber, huh?
Listen, like Jesus did from the tomb.
You have arisen.
Oh, risen indeed, myself. So, rose from the dead. But listen, this episode was kind of interesting. There's a lot of things that were going on. We had, like I said, Ashley and Don after aftermath of having a conversation about their situation, which was, he finally told her that he was married and explained a little bit more about that. You had Charisse choosing between two men. We have Venetia trying to choose between two men. weren't ready to be honest. And then obviously Mizell coming back into her life again once more. And then you also had Zadia and Cam kind of come to not blows, but come to head about the decision making in terms of logistics. So, what's your thoughts on this particular episode for yourself?
Yeah, no, I think this was a reckoning. Similar to you, I'm just a little disheartened, bro. I'm a little disheartened with Vern, and I know we'll dive into that later. I'm disheartened with Vern. I just would have wanted her to do better. Charisse is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and Ashley is Ashleying, and poor Zadia. I don't think she's catching what Cam is throwing. Those are my thoughts.
No, listen, and definitely, I definitely hear that as well. Let's start first then with a little bit. Let's start with Charisse first. I know Charisse had a situation. She had a choose between Action Man and quite still voice of I think is his name Keith? Is it Keith? Am I saying it correctly? Is it Keith?
You're talking about the trainer guy?
Yeah. Well, no, not trainer guy, but the guy that because there's Nick. Nick is the hench one, and then she had to choose between herself, and she had to choose between him and the other guy. I can't remember his name. He's very quiet, like his voice very like
Oh yeah. The guy with the locks, right? He has the locks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about them.
I think his name is Keith. But ladies in the chat or whoever's in the chat, correct us if we're wrong. Will. Okay, somebody said Will.
Oh, is it Will? Okay, cool. So Charisse obviously had a choice between the 2 men. She chose to keep Nick over Will. What's your thoughts to Charisse and her in this particular episode?
I'm going to start with a positive because I'm learning to, do a little bit better with my delivery. So I think, there's something she has done a great job up to this point with when she's not interested. She's very graceful with the exits. The other dude, I think his name is Keith, the other guy that she just was let go in the previous episode. So, she does a great job of that. But I think that Charisse, her picker is broken. I think she falls prey to the aesthetic, and then she starts talking about she wants all this conversation, but then she always goes back to what is aesthetically pleasing to her.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was saying. That the conversation was a little bit, I wouldn't even say confusing. I think the reality of the situation was she wasn't as attracted to to Will, right? Maybe it was a still voice, maybe it was a quiet voice that he had. Maybe it felt like he wasn't masculine presence enough. I'm not gonna be mad at it. I just want to point it obvious. But she was in turmoil when it came to choosing between the 2 men, and when she was making her choice, there was a deduction of conversation, which was with Nick. The conversation wasn't as free flowing as it was with Will, right? But she decided to follow up by saying, well, sometimes you can talk too much. And that's when I realized she hates him. She don't like him. Yeah, she hates him. She don't like him at all, right? I don't say that in a mad way. It's more of a case of she's not as attracted to him as it is with Nick, right? That's why someone can come out and be like, well, actually, sometimes you can talk too much. Now, of course, you can talk too much, but say you said you wanted conversation. You wanted that conversation. You wanted that chat. Okay, so I don't know why suddenly now, as a point to try and discredit, Will, it was to say, well, some people talk too much. That's when I realized she don't like that man. It's okay. Not everybody is attracted to you. I get it. So I definitely hear that. JR, what you telling me, bro? Talk to us. Oh. That's what happens when you lie about your location. Sean, talk to me.
What's wrong? We got the same, him and I got the same background, bro.
That's why he stopped lying about it. He should have chosen another background. Told us. So not really said they got that location.
It's only room for one of these, glorious homes in the background. Yeah, no, bro.
We know
I think she got the ick. She got the ick with oh boy, and she was and this is how and I'm just all right. I'm not gonna go there, because I'm trying to do better. But this is when people, they're full of it, because she talk about, oh, she wants conversation, so and so didn't have conversation. She wants all of this, substance. This dude was the epitome of substance. Nice guy, complimentary of her. Didn't he bring her a gift? Oh boy brought her a gift to the mixer. He brought her a gift to the mixer.
Mm-mm.
And she's like, she's seen old boy, whatever his name is, in good shape, flirting with him at the dinner table. They wasn't talking about nothing, by the way, or the conversation she wants. They wasn't talking about nothing. She talked about she's going to see his six pack. Maybe I could see that someday. You ain't talking about nothing, lady. Cut it out. What's up, bro? What's up, JR?
Yeah, I'm cool. Sorry, little technical malfunction right there on cue. But hope everyone's well. I know that heat-induced sleep.
What country you in, JR?
Killer, bro. Huh?
What country you in?
Bro, I'm in my yard, bro. I'm in the ends. I'm in Sad.
It feels like you're in the same spot as Sean. I don't know. You're the same architect or something. I don't know.
No, we just got the same deco man. Who's had the same idea on interior decoration, interior design.
No worries. And you sat in the exact same corner too, but no worries, Cap. You go for it.
Listen, bro. Listen. When you see the setup me and Sean got, you're gonna want it as well.
I hear it. I ain't gonna lie.
But yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree. I think what I'm seeing more and more is that the wants and needs that they say they want, like some ladies, when they get it, then there's still other things that, they're not happy with, which is fine. But, there's a lot of guys to choose from and they keep recycling the same ones at the moment. So with the new guys that Sharice went on a date with, purely because she hasn't connected with anyone at the moment, but she went for the eye candy. And I think it was the easiest option. And I'm not sure how far that's going to take them, but I was surprised that she let the other dude go because he seemed like more of a talker, more confident, and it wasn't so much a visual thing. He seemed like there's a more well-rounded person.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I mean, listen, look, the reality of the situation is with Sharice and her situation, it felt like she chose aesthetic over the vibe. And, I don't think that anybody should not be attracted to the person. If that's the case, if she's not attracted to Will, then I understand what she's saying, right? But it does feel a little bit like she chose aesthetic over the content of the individual person, right? Because Will was doing everything that needed to be done. He was, providing the presents. He was coming through, like he was being a gentleman, and conversation was flowing. She liked the conversation. It's just that she start, and I think the moment when you want to start talking dirty, you might want to believe that maybe this might not be the person for you. You know what I mean? And so that for me, I was like, well, when she started saying she wants to see six packs, all right. I was like, ugh. When you're starting to make sexual innuendos and stuff like that, I said, yeah. At that point, baby, I can tell that you might be a little lost in the sauce, a little lost, and maybe just the sexual tension and the sexual attraction is what's kind of running a little bit of game on you in terms of your decision making. I don't think I've ever seen Sharice lose it like that. I can't lie to you. I don't remember her ever looking like that. I know she had a little interest with even Samson back in the day, but that it was never like that. It's almost as if she saw her type. I can't lie to you. Sharice was there, you know, and definitely was like, oh, she saw something. And I was like, okay, Sharice, I see you. This is the first time I've seen Sharice really kind of, you know, get lost in the source. So, you know, and obviously the conversation with the girls, they tried to let her know, but I don't think Sharice would have listened even if they got to that right point as well. So I definitely hear that. Any other thoughts to that kind of situation in terms of choosing the aesthetic over? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. JR, was it you that sent me that clip? But there was something on Will Packer's page, and the three ladies were talking about attraction. And she was capping on there too. She was capping, talking about, you know, this looks and stuff like that. But meanwhile, she's fawning all over this guy. I'm like, come on, Sharice. Just like, you know, come on. It's like I'm not sure. I think maybe there's a part of her that knows what is gonna better serve her, but like just like you said, Kojo, it's like when you get drawn into what is normally your type, it's like it's reckless abandon. You just forget it. It's like all of us, we're single, we go on a guy's trip, and we're like, you know what? We're trying to, you know, we just got these new girls and we want to be on the straight and narrow. But we on a guy's trip, and then we see all the girls that we kind of, you know, that are our type, and then it's just boom, we're done. JR said he's changing his background. He's tired of this nonsense. Oh, now he's gone. Jeez.
He changed it and then he getting kicked out.
And now you got the back.
Leave that button alone, JR.
See, he got out of
Stop
sync.
messing with the buttons.
Kicked himself off. But yeah.
That's right.
So I think, like, you know, at this point, she's lost herself. She saw the dude, and then she's fawning. And like you said, I've never seen Sharice be so, like, you know, flirty with a guy. Usually that's Ashley. That's all complimentary. She told old boy, I hope I get to, I wonder what those abs look like. And I hope I get to see it up underneath that shirt or whatever she said. I was like, Sharice, now, come on. Do better, Sharice. Do better. I'm getting uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. I cringed a little watching that.
I was like, yo, Sharice doing madness. I didn't see Sharice being so naughty about that. But you know, listen, hey, look, it happens. You know, she's clearly attracted to him and very much interested in him, and that's probably why you know, that's why she probably said what she said. So I get it. I understand it. You know what I mean? But yeah. Let me do you have any last thoughts on that situation?
No, I mean, Sharice needs to try something different. Everything that she's tried to this point.
Go for it, Cap.
Huh? Oh, I was saying that everything she tried to this point hasn't resulted in the results that she's looking for. So, you know, if she's trying to jazz it up a little bit, come with a bit more flirtation, maybe it's a different angle. But I don't think she can build anything serious if she's just basing it off aesthetics. But again, I'm not knocking her trying something new. It might loosen her up a bit. Yeah. She seems more uptight, and she does yoga. I've never seen someone so rigid and be practicing yoga, you know. So yeah.
JR, you wrong. So what you saying, JR, she's gonna change the room policy, because you know in the beginning of the season she's like, no guys back in the room.
Yeah.
So is the policy gonna change now?
Yeah, I think she's gonna exempt herself from that rule. If this guy hits the right buttons for her, you know.
Well, let's see. You know, like I said, when people are attracted, they make exceptions to rules that they originally stated. So, exactly. You know, they say rules are for those who are ugly. So, just want to let you know, if you've got rules on you, you're probably ugly. Okay? So, and that's okay. That's okay. And everyone can be beautiful to that person. So, you just need to accept it. That person giving you rules, you're ugly. Okay? They tell you can't call past 9 o'clock. It's because you're ugly. Okay, they tell you,
Kojo,
listen,
let's
look,
not say that word.
come
Not
to dinner,
ugly. Ugly is such a
you're
bad
ugly.
word.
Okay,
It's unattractive.
you
Unattractive.
just have to accept it. Sometimes you have to accept it, bro. Sometimes you're ugly. It's okay.
No,
Sometimes you're
coach,
ugly
come
to the
on.
person you're with. You have to accept it. Ladies tell us all the time. Sometimes we ugly without saying we're ugly. That's just honest truth. That's why you got them rules on you. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you called and you go do, it's because you're ugly. Okay. Ugly people obey by rules, and beautiful people get to break them. It's just that simple. Okay. All right. She said, "You listen. I expect a man to take me out to pay me all my bills, and yet this handsome dude doesn't do any of this stuff. It's because he's handsome and you ugly. So you have to pay the role. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, and you gonna learn today. So
Just like
if you're
those
out
rules
there,
changed when Mizell kissed her on the forehead. You know, she was all into all of that physical touch. It went out the window. When that other buzzer touched her, she was like, "Did I tell you to touch me like that?" Quick, fast. Although
that's it.
a drunk guy is never a good, that's you gotta hold yourself better. But you could just tell there's just different rules. Like if you're into somebody, the rules are different.
Definitely hear that. All right, cool. Let's shift it away from Sharice. Jay said, now you see why he's not here. I want to use a word. Yes, it's okay when we do it. It's not okay when you do it. Okay? That's the rules. And if the rules are for, no joke. But, so, no. Now, let's talk about, obviously, as well, another person in particular who also was in trouble. Let's talk a little bit about Vern and her situation. Okay, let's talk about Vern and her Tabari situation. Because, she be out here living with a maid. You know what I mean? She be out here with a maid. Okay. Um, Felicia said now she follows rules. What does that mean about me? That's not what. It's only for personal people who have personal rules, guys. It's not for the general consensus of the chat. You guys are not a part of the rules. So no, Jay is sliding on. Jay did not slide down the walls. Did not be
Jay
sliding
needs
on
to
the
just come
walls.
up here.
I
Kojo,
know she out here messing around.
tell her to just get up on here and stop playing with us, please.
Jay's living in the same house that you two are living in, so I don't know why she pretending as if she didn't come around. But let's talk a little bit about Vernon Tabari. What's your thoughts on Vernon Tabari? Because obviously, I say Vernon Tabari, but Vernon had decision making. Once more again, he gave us some roses, but then he said he's moving to. He said about going to Mississippi for his baby, and so the relationship was about a long distance relationship, and she was not in the best place to do so. So, give me your perspective on Vern and her situation, and what you guys thought as well. Is it Mississippi or no Mississippi?
I think the Vern situation, I think she's just being she wants something very specific that fits her lifestyle. She's already ruled out the 9 to 5 guy, and she's ruled out the long distance thing. So she's specifically looking for someone that matches the time frame that she has available every day. And it's not much. She out doing business and work till 11 p.m. and around that time, as she says. So what time is there going to be to actually have that quality time to build the relationship that she's looking for? So I don't know where she goes from here, but ultimately there's still more guys to go through, and I still think that if Mizell had been upfront with his intention in getting her number, she would have definitely given him a chance. But that's unfortunately not what happened, and yeah, now she's back to focusing on someone that's going to match her time frame.
Yeah, listen. I mean, personally, I think in their situation with Tabari, I think this episode wasn't as bad as the last episode in terms of what I felt like Vern was with Tabari. I don't think she sold on Tabari. I think Vern's got a little bit of a type, right? She likes a smooth operator. She likes somebody that's a bit more she likes a Mizell type, you know. She wants a Mizell. She wants a Jabari kind of type, very smooth and like a, you know, a little bit of a you know, a dark liquor. Like, you know, that's how she likes. She likes that kind of flavor. And Tabari is giving very much, you know, light spruce, you know, kind of wine-ish kind of you know, spritz drink. You know, it's not giving, you know, that dark, you know, a little bit of a heaviness, but sex and sultriness to it. It's not given, you know? And so I think with Tabari, it's not working for her. But obviously, when Tabari mentioned about moving to, not about moving, but he talked about going down to Mississippi, that was definitely a no-no. And I can understand that. I'm not even mad at the fact that she even wanted to say no to that, because I felt like that's another place to move again. That's down south. Like, that's a whole down south too. Like, we're already somewhere, and so now this is going to be an added location to the place, and so I felt like that was probably going to be another turn off. And to be honest, she already felt some type of way about Tabari and his particular movement, and so I thought this will be the final nail in the coffin, you know. And so, you know, I think with Vern, she's your sexy type, you know. She wants a brother to match that sexiness with his smoothness, you know. That's why Marzell's getting a second chance, because he has that smoothness, you know what I mean? He's giving that kind of after 8 energy, you know what I'm saying to you? Smooth, you know. He's giving
You know what I thought about Kojo? And since it's us guys here, since the ladies just left us to our own vices, so we just might, you know, she needs that guy that's going to pick her up by the arms. You know, maybe not necessarily she wants that, but, you know, she wants that energy. Like, he can pick me up, you know, hold me by my legs, you know, and, you know, lean her back up against the wall kind of energy, you know. That's the, I think that's the kind of energy she's, you know, you know, that's what she's looking for. And up there's the wall. That's it. She wants to slide up and down that wall. You know what I'm saying? And you, it's a certain energy, and I get it, and I understand that. Hey, she's a sexy woman, and she wants to be able to make sure that the guy she's with can give that energy. And I just is, you know, Tabari, he seems like a nice dude, but he doesn't seem to, you know, he's not going to be able to hoist Vern up. And then when he cooked that meal, I was like, bro, I was kind of starting to see how Vern looked at him as unserious. You know, I was kind of starting to see that.
What was wrong with the meal?
Bro, I mean, I guess it's somebody that, you know, like, I like to cook. And if you're going to invite a lady back to your house to cook, I just think there's certain things that you need to set the mood in a certain way. You know, he did give her the flowers, but I think you should have candles. You know, you should have a certain type of meal prepared. You know, have some dessert. It just wasn't the mood. It wasn't so much the food. It was the mood and the energy. And he was just slightly nice guy. And I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the brother, but it was just a little goofy. You know, it was a little goofy. You know, like, I think he could have done a little bit better, amped it up, been a little bit more romantic, a little bit more seductive, you know, with it. Just my thoughts. Yeah, that's what Nancy said it. And he was sweating.
I just don't think they're a match. I don't think the chemistry's there. I mean, he seems nice enough as a person, but I don't think there's a match there. I don't think she likes him as much as maybe a Mizell or some of the other guys like Jabari. But he's a safe bet. He's a pleasant person, but you know, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And she's definitely serious about moving to New Orleans for the right guy, because she expressed that in her interview that she did a few days ago. She's definitely open to doing it. So I just think this Tabari guy is just not the one.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you. Any more thoughts towards Sharice before we move it to Ashley? No.
Yeah.
Ashley is. All right. Cool. Let's break this down into Ashley and the Don situation. You know, I want to get your thoughts. There wasn't much actually happening with Ashley on this occasion in terms of Don, but she said she's still wrapping her head around the issues of him being married because he wasn't forthcoming. She doesn't like everybody, but it's like she's starting to like Don. So, and then she pulled a similar move that she pulled on Kirsten, grabbed him by the back of the head, like it was in American football, and then brought him in, and then give him the little kiss. She went for her signature move once more again and sealed it with a kiss. I don't think any of them are into each other as much as they think they are. I think Don is not interested in her as much as he says he is, and I don't think she is really into him the way she says she is. If I'm honest with you, I think she tolerates him. You know how I felt about that yesterday. I was talking about, we tolerate certain people, and so I'll be real with y'all. So let me know your thoughts on this situation with Ashley and the Don. What did you think about the situation? JR, what do you think?
I noticed the embrace as soon as he came back. I thought that was kind of soon, considering she let him go and he just reappeared after she just let go of Kirsten like a few moments before. So I paid attention to that. And I think it may have been like, here's her knight in shining armor to save face kind of thing, like he stepped back into the picture. She was willing to give him another chance. Then obviously when they sit down to play the game and he reveals about him being previously married, she took that very hard initially. But I think when he gave her more context, talked about how long ago it was, the age he was, and maybe his motivation for doing it, and the fact that it didn't last more than a year, then she started to warm up a little bit. It wasn't the end of the world. I think she does like him, but I think she is going to be prone to the aesthetics as well. Like, she likes Kirsten's look, and I think it spells trouble already with him returning next week or whatever. Like, and I want to see how that affects her and Don's newfound connection, because she's going to have to probably choose between Don and Kirsten next week. So I'm looking to see what she's going to do.
Appreciate that as well. Yeah. Sean, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, we know what that's about. Donald is her second pick, right? And because Kirsten is not giving her the attention that she wants, or Kirsten, I just keep jacking this guy's name up, is not giving her the attention that she wants. She's settled in on Donald, but she don't really want him. But Donald is similar to Ashley in that he does all this talking, and I realized that this episode, even if she doesn't want him, she shouldn't want him, because he does too much talking, and he's going to lead Ashley to nowhere. He's going to take her hand gracefully to nowhere and just play around with her some more and just stress her more out than she already is. Because when he sat across from her and he told that woman, you're healed, that's when I knew Donald was playing with all of us. It's like, bro, first he stumbled on the question like he didn't hear what she said. Is that what the card said? Bro, y'all are sitting right across from each other. You know exactly what you were doing. You use that that's a well-known tactic. You use that to buy time because you don't know what to say. And you want to think of all the right things to say, because what you're initially going to say is probably not going to be favorable. So that's when he was like, you kind, you smart, you important, and you healed. Use healed. Come on now, bro. Cut the crap. Good and hell well Ashley is not healed.
Uh, Listen, I caught that too, and I was like, "What, like, dude? You're trying to gas her up too much, bro." Like, he was doing the most to try and get back in her good books at that point, and probably was afraid to offend her with anything that he said. And she did, she loved it. And at the end of the day, he was complimenting her, but I just think he added some things that. But to be fair, he hasn't seen Ashley as much as we have. We've been watching the TV show and everything that's been transpiring. Donald has only seen what he's seen of her when they've met. So maybe that's the impression that she gives him. So, but still, I definitely took note when he said that too.
Yeah, listen, I can't lie to you. Ashley and Don, when the ladies make you second choice, gentlemen, it's never pretty. Just like when the men make the ladies second choice, it's never pretty. And I think it's just evidently clear that the Don is not the Don. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, and I think I'm also seeing from I think Don is communicating, he's doing everything that he can, but I don't know if he too is making. I don't see that he wants her the same way. I don't see that passion of him really wanting Ashley like that either. And like I said, especially when the part, I still haven't forgotten the fact that he said, did I tell you I was married? That nigga know he didn't tell you he was married. Okay, he knows. Okay, did I ever tell you that I did? You know you didn't tell her that you're married. Okay, all right. He I don't feel like he's a serious candidate either. But with Ashley, and the Don, obviously, the kiss they even shared as well. I didn't see the passion. Where was the passion? I didn't feel the passion. I didn't feel the spark. I didn't feel like there's genuine attraction there. In terms of these two, and maybe he's not got over the fact he got scolded in the earlier stages of this process, because I have no clue why he came back. Okay, after I got scolded and after I got told what it was, I ain't coming back for your ass. Okay,
Exactly.
because if I done told you that I sent you a text and you told me, you know what, I hear you, but at the end of the day, you should have texted me and found a way. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I hear you. Let me make my plans and provision to get the heck out of here and not come back. But it's given I came back for a check. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say rent was due, but I'm gonna say it's given I came back for a check. Because what is the point of him coming back either? That level of disrespect. You should never stay around for that either. You know, if she gonna slide down the wall because you text and she says she getting her back against the wall where she knows that you did text, yeah, at that point I'm out the window, man. I'm out. Yeah, I gotta be out. So I just think to myself with Don and Ashley, I don't see it for either. Personally, I don't see it for either. Okay. Seaway, welcome to the conversation.
Why I hear
Love
you were
that.
talking about me? You were talking. Jay said you talking about me.
Nah, not at all. Basically, I said that rules are for ugly people, and then Jay interpreted it as being about me putting rules on the table as to saying what you're saying. But I was talking about personal rules. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you're
Oh,
dating, personal rules are for ugly people.
I
Those
don't
who
even
are
get. I don't
handsome,
even get what that
beautiful.
means. You have to explain that. I don't even understand that. But
Don't see way. It was Jay being Jay, starting cutting up. There was nothing to do with you. Don't
Basically,
let them
people.
gaslight you. Now they're gaslighted. I was the gaslighter yesterday, but they're gaslighting you right now.
oh
Mm-hmm,
Lord.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
While we, but yeah. Siri, what's your thoughts? Ashley, the Don, you seeing it? You not seeing it?
Um, Kojo, you be waiting too long with these reviews because I'll be halfway remembering, to be honest. But
Mm-hmm.
um,
There wasn't much that was going on, so that's probably why you don't remember much. I feel
yeah.
you.
I think he likes her. I think he also could be there for a check. I don't like to say things that I don't have like a strong feeling on. I'm not sure. I kind of iffy. I was though pleasantly surprised that the marriage, it was I don't know if y'all talked about that already, but that it was a Kim Kardashian marriage. Remember I said that last week that perhaps he didn't remember it because he didn't mention it because it was one of those like Kim Kardashian 1 year marriages. So I thought it was pretty good. I was happy to hear that it was one of those, which I think goes to show not all that bullcrap Ashley was talking about, but that just maybe he was young and didn't understand the seriousness of marriage at the time. And hopefully he takes it more serious now. So, because if he didn't mention a 3 or 5 year marriage or something like that, I would have been like, really, you tried it. So, I was happy to hear about that, but I don't know, Kojo, Sean, JR, I don't know. I don't know about them. It's hard to tell what he's there for. He seems like he likes her. He says all the good things, you know, but I don't really know what that means. I know that's not my typical MO. I usually have a strong opinion. I don't know what to say about Don. I don't know. So
Okay, but I think, you know, if he was sent home already,
mm-hmm.
and now he's just come back, are we expecting him to be passionate straight away? Like, wouldn't you have some trepidation, some hesitation, knowing that your backside got sent home before over something quite trivial as well? You know, are you going to come in and just go all out and be like, hey, Ashley, I love you, you're the one for me, and this, that, the other, and no, you still got to allow her to go through the process too. So,
but JR, don't you think he's kind of, I don't think his energy has changed. I think this is the same energy he was giving her before she sent him home.
Yeah,
like, I agree with you. I get what you're saying, but I don't feel like he's downgraded his energy. Just seems to be him. Now, what that means, I don't know. I think a lot of us probably, if we were men, would say we wouldn't want to date Ashley based on all of her shenanigans. So I'm doing my best not to project that on Don, because I wouldn't date Ashley. Like, I personally would not date Ashley. She does entirely too much. I don't have time, patience, or energy for someone with that personality, right? I don't know if Don is feeling that way, and so I'm trying my best not to project how I feel on him. So based on what I see, I'm just not sure. I just don't know. Because personally, if you did all that over some Android, honestly, y'all like, for real, one of my best friends has an Android. I have an iPhone. I get on her all the time about the fact that I'm gonna buy her an iPhone for Christmas. Actually, I'm still thinking about it because I'm just so tired of it. We just had a situation where I had to do what happened with them two. I sent her a whole thing and she sent me a whole conversation. It did not pop up. I had to screenshot it and be like, she didn't get my whole conversation. This really be going on between Androids and iPhones. So for her to act like like it was impossible for an issue to happen between the Android and iPhone, if I was Don, Jay. Here Jay go. I wouldn't, Jay's another one, okay? I really wouldn't have patience for that, because everybody knows that it's an issue. And y'all, we're not gonna get in the Android iPhone war. I don't care whose side is on, but it'd be an issue though with communication. And so to me, acting like it was impossible and sending that man home, I wouldn't come back. And I think a lot of y'all are thinking like, if he came back after all of that, he had to come back for a check. Or he could just be goofy and really like her. I don't know. I don't know.
I think he likes her, but I don't think he likes her. But I do think that he likes her. And remember, Don has said all his relationships have been toxic, and everyone has been worse after the next.
Yeah. So
I think there is a little bit of the toxicity that that attracts him to Ashley, just the same way that she played the, I don't really want to go, I don't really want to stay, I want to get it together game with Kirsten when she sent him packing, but then wanted him to fight for her, So I think she likes a little bit of that. He does like a little of that in her, but I think he also may not want to play the game. He may not. He may want to play the game, but he may not want to play the game with her altogether. And I think he just doesn't know, because Ashley does come with a lot, and he does not know how to deal with all of it. So he's kind of just like, Let me just say all the right things, or what sounds like the right things, and she's eating it up. Meanwhile, this guy just told her that he got married in a courthouse with a witness. The witnesses were two strangers. Their own families didn't know, and her takeaway was, "Ooh, he's romantic. He's a hopeless romantic just like me." No, you can't. And I said this before, and I love this quote that Kev on Stage's wife said. You, in a relationship, you need a string and you need somebody that's going to be the kite. If you got two kites flying in the wind, it's going to be mass destruction. And I think that is what Don and Ashley would be, are two kites floating in the wind with reckless abandon.
I hear it. Listen, I'm not even mad at it. I hear it. I think looking into Don, he isn't a great discerner when it comes to relationships. His past track record shows us that toxicity is something that he lives with and works with and thrives in. God damn, Trey, what kind of camera angle you got going on? Nah, Trey, you know what? Hold on. Nah, Trey, where was the camera? Why you got the camera like that,
Wait,
bro?
hold on. Do I need to match y'all? All y'all got the cutoff shirts. Hold on.
I don't understand why Trey got the
I
angle
mean,
the way
what
he
you
got it.
gonna take off?
Whoa, that's too much.
What you gonna take off now?
Whoa,
Hold on now.
nah, that's a whole married woman over there. Hold on, be
No,
respectful.
they're put away. It's way up here. It's way up here.
Trey.
That's how you see how you gonna fail. You're gonna end up failing that contract that Jeezy has. You're gonna fail it. You're gonna paragraph 8. Go to paragraph 8.
Seaway's an attorney.
8.
Seaway's an attorney.
Yeah.
She's covered.
She's gonna fail it too. Paragraph 8.
That was a dumb behind contract to sign. I don't know why he signed that.
I don't know why he signed it, because there ain't no way his behavior gonna be on point. Even my behavior will be called into question. With Don, obviously, he's not got a very good track record when it comes to choosing women, obviously, clearly. And, he is somebody who, revels in the toxicity. So he wouldn't even see Ashley's toxicity for what it is. You know what I mean? And Ashley, too, obviously, because of her past relationships, she won't see the toxicity. Hence why you're right, Sean, when she's saying, he's sort of romantic, when she should be looking at it going, actually, something's wrong here. He's been choosing a particular type of way, and he's moving mad. But I think obviously, because obviously she's a bit of a red flag herself, it's gonna be very hard to want to call out something that's red flaggish, right? So she's dealing with somebody who is a red flag himself as well. So I think when I look at Don, or when I see Don's situation, for instance, that shotgun marriage that he did, I was so confused as to how that shotgun marriage even came to fruition. Why are we having shotgun marriages? That's how I asked myself, was this for visa and immigration purposes? Yeah, you see, you have to catch on. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't toxic. Maybe he was
Who
trying to help
needed the
somebody
visa?
out.
It clearly wasn't
I don't
done.
know. Maybe somebody wanted a little visa. Who knows? Maybe he met a little somebody from Africa. Who knows? But I was confused as to why it was a shotgun with it. I don't know if he explained it, but I was like, why did he have that sudden shotgun wedding? And also, again, it still makes me think something was off about that wedding. Something was off, because again, why not mention it? Like, let's say for instance, you made a mistake and you know what, I ended up marrying someone I shouldn't have married, right? And I knew straight away. Then you'd be like, well, I had a marriage straight away. But it felt like almost there was a big embarrassment behind doing it. I don't want to mention it because I don't even want it to come up in a situation. It was giving, uncle from Ghana, marrying his white woman so that he can stay in the country. It's given that kind of wedding. You know what I mean? So you don't want to mention that one. You're right. You don't want to mention that first wedding, because really and truly, you don't want to see the officials knocking at your door. I get it. That's what it felt like, So that's my
It
personal
wasn't.
opinion.
I'm telling you, Coach. It was one of those situations where he was young. They both were young, and the parents told him. The family, whomever, told him, "Don't marry her. Don't marry her. Don't do it, bro." And he up and did it for whatever reason. It wasn't for kids because they said, he said they didn't have kids. But I'm telling, this happens all the time where a family will see it, and that's why it aligns with his story, because he says his relationships just keep getting toxic, right? So his family has seen him make these same mistakes and have tried to intervene, but he just does whatever he wants to do, and then he gets burned, and then he's like, oh shoot, how did I end up here? So that's why he don't want to talk about it, because that's one of those things that's shameful, because everybody told you not to do it. So I'm going to pretend, like it didn't happen, and hopefully everybody will forget that I made just another mistake.
Thank you, Sean. I don't even know why I came up here. I'm going back down.
No. Stay where you are, baby
No.
girl.
You are doing good, my brother. I love it.
Jay, you on your Leo energy today, but I really do need you to stay.
There you go on Madness today. She said the rules do not apply to her. Trey.
And not she on her Leo energy in sad season.
Go for it, Trey.
We talking about Don, right?
Yeah. Don, and only Don.
I agree with Sean. I think he was just young, did something foolish. Yeah, he was young. He kind of seems like the type. Everybody telling him no, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm grown. And then you find out, like, oh, okay, this was a mistake. As long as there's nothing else behind it, like I hope there wasn't an actual child from this situation. I don't know if we know that or not, because that'd be different. So it's not. Okay. Then yeah, it was, if he was 21, it probably was his high school sweetheart, some girl he met, whatever. They were young, decided they were grown, but like, hey, we're gonna do this. Everybody probably told them not to, but they did it anyway. Then guess what? Life hit them. It was a mistake. What he said, it basically didn't even last that long. It got annulled the same within months. It was happening. I believe that was it. It got annulled within months. Yeah, it seemed like they tried to make this a big storyline, and when I was listening to it, I was like, there's really nothing here. Nothing really there, unless something else comes out about it. Yeah, they just try to shoehorn that into there. Is Don into her? I don't know. In the beginning, I thought, okay, I think he might like her. But then I am getting a feel like he likes being in the limelight. He likes being on camera with her. I'm kind of getting that feel. Because I don't know if he's really serious about her. And I hate to say it like this. The way he looks and talks to her, it seems like he's thinking in his mind, is she even the type of person I could take seriously anyway? Actually kind of gives off that vibe at times. It's just, there's moments where I literally can't take her seriously. I like her. I like her energy. I think she's fun. I think she's a little lost within herself, and she's just now discovering that. But there's times I'm hearing her talk, everything. I'm like, I can't take you seriously. You're just always going to be a fun time, and that's it. And that's sad, because I think there's more to her than that. But that's about it.
Thank you, Trey. Appreciate it. Anyone else got any thoughts to any more thoughts to Ashley and the Don?
I was just gonna say, listen, man, like I agree with everything everyone said, but I think it would be crazy for him to be more invested than he is. He has to be the same old Don that he has been. If he stepped up anymore, and it'll just come across as fake. And she's shown him that he can get dropped out for little or nothing. So that's not stability, and that means that she ain't really into him either. So he has to tread carefully, and rightly so, because as I said, when Kirsten comes back, then that's when we're really going to see who she likes.
But JR, how is
I'm
it
a bit
taking?
too excited, but go for it, Jay. Yes, allegedly speaking. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but they don't have to be so passionate. All the relationships
Wait,
that
Jay, are you speaking?
you can hear me.
Because we can't hear you if you're speaking.
It sounds like you in a submarine, Jay.
Okay, you try to come back.
Okay, we can hear you now. Go for it.
Oh, you can hear me now. No, I'm asking JR if he's walking on thin ice or whatever, he's treading lightly. Why would you sit here and tell somebody that every relationship I had got worse and worse? That man don't. He's just being there as long as she keep him there. At this point, I want to believe that he really was there for her at the beginning, but after she did what she did, at this point, I'm just like, he's just there to be seen, because there's no way that a man or a woman is going to actually tell the person that they're actually interested in that every single relationship that I've been in just got worse and worse each time, and never really say at the end, what I learned from it, I was a problem, or this was the problem, and I grew from it. He didn't give none of that at the end of that. He was just like, yep, and I evolved from it, and we're good now. Say, what now? And you had a secret marriage. Okay, you just divulged a whole bunch of information that either you're just really bad and you got vomit in the mouth, or you don't really want to be here. And you're just making sure that you have a good exit strategy so you won't look like the bad guy when you walk out of this situation. It'd be, oh, I told you so, that, you know, it was just going to get worse from here. I don't know. I want to believe in Don, but him doing that, I just can't. I can't take him serious.
Do you feel the same way about Mizell and Kirsten when he comes back? Like, they're both there for...
You keep saying Thurston back. We need to stay. Thurston need to stay gone. Okay, we're not wishing Thurston back at all. He needs to stay the hell gone. Mizell is a whole clown himself. Okay, if you got the audacity to lie in the front of the person you just told another lie to, like, I don't even know why he's even back, and Vern is entertaining him at all. He told 2 lies to one woman in her face, while the other woman he's trying to talk to is sitting over there. And both lies didn't have the truth of that woman the other woman he's trying to talk to. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, why are we even entertaining him? I told you I didn't like him for some reason in the beginning, and this is what it is. That's not even smooth. Like, you're not even smooth enough to have your lies on ready. Like, come on, bro. That's just tacky. That was just tacky.
Yeah. So I guess what my point is they're recycling these guys. Like, none of these guys are going to be invested in these ladies more than they were before they got sent home. So bringing them back, it's just going to result in the same thing. You know, it's just going to be more of the same vetting process. Yeah, you're going to find out more about these guys because that's what the intention is, to actually get to know each other better. But is it going to change the outcome? No. These ladies know what they want, and they haven't found what they're looking for yet. And none of the guys, so why bring them back? There's 25 men to choose from. So why are they bringing back these ones that have already been eliminated?
Well, my last thought, and I'm not trying to take over, I said it in the chat every time, this episode let me know that these ladies themselves are not even serious. Like, everybody's up here just making this thing, to be honest with you, at this point. Like, by now, you really don't know what you want. You got Sharice over here going for looks, but no conversation, but she got rid of that or whatever. And I'm not saying that the other dude was right for her, because I don't think he was. So out of the two, yeah, we're going to choose the looks on top of it. Okay, Bambi. Okay. Jeez. Right. And then you got Ashley playing with Don all day long. Cam is basically telling Zadia, I'm not moving anywhere. And Zadia's still like, well, okay, I'm still stick with you and stick beside you, but I'm not moving either. And Vern is just out here doing the most. So, yeah, nobody's serious at this point. I'm sorry.
Hey, 100. I hear you 100. Thank you. All right, let's go then to the final countdown. If you don't remember that song, guys, you're probably too young to be in this chat. All right, Zadia and Cam, they their situation. I said that what I was liking kind of watching Zadia and Cam over the past few weeks. Didn't want to talk too much about the situation. Last 2 weeks have been a little bit crazy. And what's obviously interesting is that we're seeing now that they're coming to a bit of a head. Zadia, done turned the show on its head and said, I know they said that it's about us moving, but I'm gonna try and get you to move towards me instead. So she flipped the whole script on its head completely, and that's what I said about the control aspect. But hey, but yeah, it's interesting to see that these two are now coming to I guess a crucible, a crossroad, where they're having to now choose to either fix this situation, whether they're going to move or not, or whether it's going to be over. And it looks like we're now at the over stage. Personally, I thought they had an understanding, if you know what I mean. I thought they had an understanding before. I don't know why I felt that, but I don't have any evidence for this, but I thought they had an understanding. Like, we ain't really gonna do this. You ain't gonna move. I know I ain't gonna move, but we gonna do what we gonna do. You know what I mean? I thought that was the understanding they had. So the conversation is quite interesting to see from both of their perspectives in the situation. Want to get you guys' thoughts on this situation as well. All right. So who would like to tap in first and talk about the Zadia and the Cam situation? Let me know your thoughts and let's hear what you got to say. In the final countdown. Yes, Trey, go for it.
Cam is trying to find the best way to slowly pull out of this situation as easy as he can. You can see it all over his face. I think in the beginning he looked at it like everybody else did. Hey, I'm coming on this show. It's a little dating show. Let me see how this go. You meet this girl. All right, she's cool. You go further along. I kind of like her. Okay, Then we get to the point where things are supposed to get serious. So you're like, all right, now let's really think this. We kind of like each other, but we have some clear differences and differences of opinions. One of the main ones is where we currently have our domiciles at. And no one is willing to pick up and move. He ain't going away because his life is there now. He done plant roots down there. He got businesses going on. He's not doing it. In so many words, he didn't say it flat out. Well, I wish he did, but in so many words, he done told her, like, no, I'm not leaving. This is where I'm going to be. This is where it is. Zadia, she pretty much said she's not moving either. So we're at an impasse. That tells me that this situation cannot continue. And now for the last couple of episodes, he's been trying to find some way to slowly pull out of the situation. It seems like she don't want him to go at times. Because it seems like she be open door where you can go. Then she be like, no. We can talk about it. We always discuss things, communicate, work, blah, blah, blah. And now he's stuck in it again. I really wish he would say how he feel, but like, listen, I like you, but I don't know if this is going to work long term. You see where they go there. Because now they're playing this cat and mouse game, like he's trying to get her to throw him away. Like, hey, this is where I'm at right now. I'm all about work this year. If you can't deal with that, handle that, I understand. And, she's going back. What do you mean by that? I don't understand. Like, you understand what he's saying. Like, he ain't, this is not hard. It's really not hard. But she's trying to keep him there for some reason. I'm like, okay, what are you totally invested in this guy? Is that what you're telling us? Because half the time it doesn't seem like it either from you. But at this point, they are playing with each other. And it seems like they're trying to bring this all to a head for some odd reason. We'll see where it go. But yeah, he's trying to pull out easy. And she ain't letting him. For the sake of TV. But hey.
Appreciate that, Trey. Yeah, I hear you. Cam, weak with a pull-out game out here. Okay, cool. Who will tackle this situation next? Between Cam and Zadia, who's passionate about it? Wants to talk about it. Let's not all fight for the mic at once here. All right, let's all fight for the mic. Yes, Sean. Come on, Deacon.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Trey, I'm right on the same page with Trey, and I think that there's a couple of things going on here. I think Cam does like her, but I think the more he's getting to know her, it's like he still likes her, but he also wants to make it clear, like, I'm not going to do what you want me to do. I'm going to focus on what I want to focus on and do the things that are important to me. And I think the biggest thing is once he told her, what kind of made it for me is when he said to her that, I know you got other guys that you're dating, and I don't want you to miss out on options. And I'm paraphrasing. He might not have said those exact words, but he pretty much kind of just said, I don't want you to, I don't want to get in the way of your process. I don't know. That to me he was starting to back. And I think she wasn't ready to let him go. And I think she really does need to let him go, because how many different times in different ways is he really going to break up with you? I don't know how many different ways. And, when she came to the house, again, this was another house date. I'm not sure what he was cooking. It must have been turkey bacon or something. The bacon wasn't baconing. It was looking a little, he called it a trap house. He had a cash counter in his house. Like, I'm really unsure, and, I'm in the banking profession, and the only time I see cash counters is in a branch or when people are doing other activities. I'm not sure why a regular everyday Joe Schmo would need to have a cash counter in your house. I don't know, because I've seen those in other places, and those places usually, they're not legal places. But anyway, I digress. I say all that to say he's got a lot going on with him, and Zadia just need to move on.
Well, I think he's given her the green light to move on, because they keep continuing to have this conversation about him moving to DC. And it keeps being this, he's already shut it down so many times, and it keeps going round and round. So now that their positions are set, she no longer wants to move to NOLA. Then, she's changed the rules. So the onus was never on him to relocate. It's all about these 4 ladies moving to New Orleans if they find a potential mate or a suitor, right? So now that that's been changed, he realized that probably it's not going to work. Like, he wants to focus on his businesses, and if he does meet someone that fits more into what he's doing, then he'll probably take that. And Zadia, I'm sure she's now thinking about finding someone in DC, rather than, because she already has spent some time in NOLA the last few weeks or whatever, and she's decided that it's not the place for her. So finding a man there will be pointless, So maybe she ends up choosing herself, despite them having such a good initial connection. Probably the strongest connection so far out of all the ladies and dudes.
I'll go. I'll say y'all just like this, whether I like you or not. If I ever tell you you are free to date the other people that you have as options, that means I've already made my exit in my head. I have already checked out of the situation. I've pretty much gotten what I needed for the most part, and I'm leaving the ball in your court to do whatever. I'm in the win. If a man tells me that, Baby, I listen, I don't know what it is with 2023 and everybody has to get these long goodbye letters. Just go. Just go. We tired of the letters. We don't need to hear that you exiting or whatever you want to exit. Just go ahead, say it with your chest and use your feet and walk out the door. Cam, you want to be gone, sweetheart. You don't want nothing that she is serving. You not trying to move to DC, and you done told this woman 1,000 times already. He is tired of having the conversation back and forth with you, Zadia. This is why he is exiting himself out the situation, because he is obviously saying, like, you too stubborn to move and I'm too stubborn to move too. So two stubborn people just not going to be good together. And let me go ahead and tell you that I done got me a one-way ticket to out of here. I don't need you to follow me. I'm going to need Zadia to start opening up her Rolodex of options and start giving some of these other men some time. Because y'all at an impasse of neither one of y'all want to move. I don't care if it's even to a neutral spot. Neither one of y'all want to move. So this relationship ain't moving nowhere. Let's just date it at this point right now. Let's kiss and say goodbye. If y'all want to keep on being little sneaky links, go ahead and do that. It's okay. Okay. Y'all can do that while you in the rest of your time in New Orleans. You can keep, hitting it. When you come back to New Orleans, you could hit him up. Hey, I'm in your city. When he in DC, hey, I'm in your city. Y'all can keep that popping. Y'all grown people. Do you? Yeah, we all sinners at this point. So do you. That's between you and God. But at this point, y'all just need to let it go. Zadia, move around, find you something new. And hey, I don't know. But I understand when we done spent so much time together, we don't want to just let things go so easily, knowing that we should. But this man has told you so many ways he ain't going nowhere. So if you want more time, you want more energy, you want more this and that and the third of, I think you might want to find you a little bit more a man that's a little bit more established than he is, that has the time and the finances that you are looking for. He out there. You might have to share him for a little while with a couple of other people unknowingly, but he is out there. And if you can reel him in and lock him in, sis, he will be all yours. So I think you should just go ahead and put your energy into that person and leave Cam to the younger women who got time to wait for this man to get his life together 3 or 4 more years. Stop blocking each other's blessings. I'll just leave it right there. There we are. Just stop blocking each other's blessings.
Thank you very much, Jay. Yes, go for it, Sean.
Yeah, I was gonna say to what Jay was saying, I think, and somebody said it in the comment section that men just need to say it with their chest and be leaders. I think, listen, to be honest, this is one way, and we talked about it a little bit briefly when you had that live on Saturday. I think we have a hard time rejecting women. And I'm not sure. Well, I think a part of it is one, we may kind of want to have our cake and eat it too. And then another part of it is we kind of just struggle with how to do that, because we are normally we're the ones getting the rejection. So when we're in the seat to have to reject, we know how it feels. I think C-Perk said this too. We know how it feels. So we kind of want to be handled with some delicacy. And I think we might just tiptoe around it a lot when it comes to women, because we know sometimes if we're too blunt and too direct, we could hurt a woman's feelings. So we try to be kind of like, that's why we might ghost a woman. That's why we kind of do those little non-verbal, non-direct things when it comes to, showing a level of disinterest. I'm not defending or saying it's right, but a lot of times that's when that a guy is not really for you. When he's released you back into the world, he's not for you. It's over. It's a done dizzle. If a guy says, I'm releasing you back to from whence you came, yeah, it just and you know what the irony about it that just hit me? She ain't got nobody to go back to. Because she has dismissed all the fellas because she is putting Cam in her top. So once he's released her to go nowhere. So it's kind of like at this point, bro, you really do kind of have to be direct. He might not know that, but he's definitely released her to go to nobody because she don't have nobody to go to. But yeah, guys, we do struggle with that, you know, just being straightforward in the sense of being direct.
Definitely hear you that, bro. It's not easy to reject people. I'll tell you that now. And you know, when we're offline, I'll tell you my story. But yeah, it's not easy to reject. So I definitely hear that. Yes, Seaway.
Yeah, I was doing
Seaway's the only way.
my little intel in my Googles because folks said Zadia was online with Cam as we speak. So I was trying to double duty and kind of listen too. Yeah, here's the thing, like what Jay said, right? You should only let a man tell you maybe even a half of the time that he doesn't seem to be all the way locked in before you go ahead and you pack his bags for him. What I will say though, and I want people to pay attention to the nuance, if they jump on one side or the other. And this also kind of played into what I just heard them talking about and what I've been feeling. I feel like the schedule of the show was starting to weigh on Cam. I don't think he realized how much filming that they would have to do while he's trying to keep up his 50-11 jobs. So I do think some of the energy that we're kind of seeing is more him being overwhelmed by the process in the show and the time commitment than it just being about Zadia. I think a lot of it was him trying to be like, hey, like if you want to talk to other people, that would be great because that would give me a time to like go do the stuff I gotta do. Like you ain't gotta kick me out, but like I need some space and some breather, right? That's what I was kind of feeling. And even seeing the way they interact now on this live, I can tell it's not as simple as he just didn't want her. I think he does like her. I can tell. I think he still likes her. I think he still has a lot of respect for her. I do not know if they're together, right? Because they may be having the same ready to love curse that, you know, they're cool, but they end up being sneaky links. I don't know. But he does seem to like her and have a lot of respect for her. That part is evident. And he spoke highly about her on their live. I think he really does admire her and care for her. But if a man is not willing to kind of take that extra step and go that extra mile, and you also are not willing to bend and change, I just don't know where this is going. And I don't know where they're going to end up. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how this all played out. But from looking at his bachelor pad, that gave me very young, very like I'm still in the grinding phase. It didn't seem to kind of match kind of a man ready to settle down and get married. So there was a lot of things about what I was seeing that made me seem like he's just so locked in and focused on where he's at. I think any type of movement off of his like laser focus on his goals is not going to work right now. So, I mean, if Zadia is willing to hold on tight to Cam, then maybe once he's done being super laser focused, maybe it'll work. But I also don't really feel like it's a smart idea for a woman to wait on a man in that way. I don't really think that's, you know, smart. I don't think that's a good idea. But with them two, I don't think it's as simple as how we kind of make things on YouTube. He don't like her, he don't want her, she don't want him. He ain't trying. I think there's a lot more factors in their situation. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. But in general, off of them, if a man tells you in any type of way, go talk to another man, go be free, go fly away, butterfly, it's best to actually literally just pack your bags and don't turn around, you know. But I think in this situation, I think a lot of it had to do with a lot of other things. So that's just my opinion. I still really like them, but I don't know how it's going to work out. So.
Thank you very much, Seaway. Anyone else want to jump in? I mean, I'm still blocked by Zadia, so I can't really see this live. But
I agree with that, Seaway. I agree with that. But I agree with the fact that he is got his hand in a lot of pots, and being on set is not the easiest thing. Like, I done been on many sets, many days. Trust, it's annoying sometimes. Like, especially if you don't bring your own snacks. And I'm a person that like to eat. So there's that. But at the same time, their biggest issue is still this: can we do a long distance relationship? And he himself said it's not ideal for me. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but he's given me that I need you here. So when I'm off of work on business, I can make that time for you. But if you're not here, then I'm going to start making that time for who is here. He's still young enough to be in that little phase of his life to be, I'm not really ready to settle down just right away. You got to be totally locked in. And so in that case, and I just don't feel like he is totally sold on Zadia just yet. So there's that part.
Yeah, Jay, he's not going to be sold on any woman that doesn't fit into his schedule. With the way he's at, I don't think it's, yeah, I think you're right. It's not even just Zadia. Any woman that doesn't fit into his schedule that he has, it's not going to work. Because although I find this timeline to be a little delayed for a man of his age, regardless of my opinion, this is where he's at, right? He is in that building phase. When a man gets in his building laser focus phase, they don't seem to want to do both at the same time. Now, there are men who do both, but a lot of men, when they're in this, like, I'm building, it's like their form of nesting. It's very hard for them to kind of divert and make time for other people. I just don't think it would take a very chill backseat type of woman to fit into Cam's schedule, and Zadia is not that person. And maybe she decided to be that person for Cam. I don't know. But he's definitely just not in that place at all. And at his age, I don't know what I mean, I know he has goals, but I don't know.
And just to continue off of what you're saying, from experience, dealing with a business owner, like, there's a lot of things that you may want to do, or, as with your partner and all this stuff, that they just won't be able to do, because their first priority is pretty much always that business, because that business makes the whole household run. So it's like, if I don't get my finances, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't do any of these things. And so I can't sit today and take you out to this movie or go here on this trip or do this, just up and go whenever I want. So until he is in a space that he is totally comfortable to be able to be working remotely or whatever it is that he is trying to do, you're right. No woman that don't fit in his current schedule is going to be the woman for him. She's going to have to be patient. She's going to have to, like, be able to find other things to do in the meantime to keep herself busy without him from time to time. She might have some birthdays where he shows up late or not at all, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be a lot of sacrifices. I'm sorry. And I just don't see that from her in the state that she's in right now. She may do a few, but how many he may require at this point right now, at this juncture in his life, I just don't see her doing that for him.
No, and a lovely commenter in the comments are saying that, why am I speaking like I'm a man? Well, that's very interesting. I'm not speaking like I'm a man. I'm speaking like a person who grew up with men, lives with a man, is married to a man, has brothers, and really understands the way men think, right? And if there was an issue with what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure the men on the panel will tell me that I'm wrong. I think a lot of women would actually be better served to understand how men think, and not only think how a woman thinks, and then maybe they would understand from a man's perspective. Because I understand, and I take time to understand the opposite sex, I actually understand what he's going through. Right. I'm still not a man. Last time I checked, I don't have a penis. Actually, life would be a lot easier if I had one. But since I don't, I'm speaking from my perspective and how I've observed a man. And
See,
if folks,
freaking doing you, baby. Let them people be crazy because they said they're gonna drive themselves crazy. So let them drive themselves crazy. Drive yourself down a wall, sis. Do you, boo boo?
yeah, I just, it's sometimes I have time. Today I have time because people be on my nuts that I ain't got. So sometimes I like to take the time to respond from time to time. That's all. I'm
Well,
not even
all of this world is they word and they nuts. And since you ain't got none, you ain't got nothing but your word.
I wish I had some the way people be on my nuts. God, dog.
Let them swing, baby.
Let them hang.
Please, whoever that is, we might have to put you in timeout because we don't need Seaway activated up here. So I am 100% with you, Seaway. I think, and this is the problem. And I'm gonna take what you said, and I'm gonna jump all the way off the cliff because this is the problem that some women make because they think they could change a man's mind. And I think Zadia thinks she can change this man's mind with her captivating personality. Perhaps a little, fill in the blanks. But it's not going to change a man's mind. And I think that's the worst thing you could do is try to negotiate because that's what she's doing. And you've seen her do it a couple of different times. In this last episode, they went through that little back and forth, they went through that back and forth. Well, can't visions change? Well, yes, they can. No, he told you he's not moving. Well, I think you should visit before you rule it out. No. Stop it. Because now you're negotiating it. Exactly. Just the same way, hey, listen, and I know she wanted to, I was about to choose you. No. Leave him alone. Either you get on his plan or you move along. Because he sent you to nowhere because you ain't got nobody else to date because you kept, dismissing all the other guys because you were putting all your, stock into him while he's putting his stock in cryptocurrency and everything else under the sun. He's putting his hands in way too many things, if you ask my opinion. But let him do him because I know enough as a man. You don't tell another man, bro, slow it down unless they ask you. If you ask me for my opinion, I'm going to tell you. But if you don't, I'm not going to tell you what you don't ask me. And I think sometimes women be doing this. You be trying to tell a man, oh, I think I got a better way you could do this. Oh, I think Ashley does it too. Oh, I think I can help you. Oh, I'm always guilty of trying to help people. No, stop it. Help yourself. Make your plan for you, Zadia. Don't plan for him. I'm telling you, and she goes, well, he's so nice. Yeah, he's a nice guy, but he's still not going to do what you want him to do. And he's trying to tell you, unfortunately, he doesn't have the full to tell you, go on about yourself. But you just
the full what?
Like the gumption, I just, my sound effects.
Well, listen, don't feel bad. Clearly. Shine. Don't feel bad because clearly women like telling other women what they can and can't do either. So there's that. So.
we telling people what to do and what we think and who we are. Because folks, men and women will resent you if they feel like you done tried to push them to do something they don't want to do. It's never a good sign. If a man tell you he ain't trying to move to DC, don't drag him to DC because you going to want to drag him back after he get there and give you hell because he didn't want to be there. They will remind you 10 billion times, I didn't want to be here anyway. And I'm like, you don't ever want to try to win that because you ain't going to win in the end. Don't make nobody do nothing they don't want to do. I've learned that lesson the hard way, so I get it.
Yep. We got to remember, just be honest here. Cam was honest from the get-go. Basically, first date that he was going to be busy. He didn't lie about it. He said, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing the third. I'm going to be busy. If you're going to continue this is going to be a part of things. Oh, my bad. My laptop did something crazy. But no, he said from the get-go, I'm going to be busy. Just get this out of the way. He said it. It isn't no lie. This ain't just pop up. This ain't nothing new. Now all of a sudden, his time has been called into question, even though he's trying his best to make some. Yeah, people just need to read the room. Zadia just need to go ahead and test out her other options. Everybody need to leave Seaway alone. Let her be chill tonight. Okay. Praise God. There we go.
Yeah, I think Zadia needs to just move around, be nicer to the guys that she's encountering in the process, because she's blocking her own blessings in a way too. No one told her to lock in on Cam solely for the whole show. It's a process. She meant to be dating some of these 25 guys that they've got. And if Cam doesn't align with, or if the location where Cam is no longer aligns with where she wants to be, where she sees herself, then, she needs to move around and date someone that's prepared to move to DC. Cam said it more than once. They've had this conversation multiple times. He already said he's not going. He didn't lead her on. He said every single time that we've seen, he definitely ain't moving to where she is anyway. So with as many business interests as he has, his photography business, where he apparently has about 12 employees, and that's his part-time job, plus he's a full-time pharmacist or whatever that is. She talks about how she may want a soft life when she finds her eventual partner. In order for that life to be created, this guy's got to be working. And if he is in his building stage, that's even more of a good idea to get with him now, because unfortunately, the finished article very seldomly has time and energy anyway, because he has to maintain what he's been building. So, yeah, she just needs to move around now. He's already told her in no uncertain terms that he's not moving. He also said that he's very much open to her dating other guys in the process, not just him. And, he could have been the jealous or possessive type, and we would have had something to say about that too. He's not. He's the opposite. And he's quite open to it. So I don't see the problem. She just needs to take that information and go out and date some of these other dudes that the production are going to swing her way. No beef, no malice. He wasn't aggressive or hostile. He didn't say get lost or anything like that. He just said, listen, this is what I'm doing. I work. These are my projects that I'm building. I'm working on, trying to make this money. And, that's it. The show is called Ready to Move. And it weren't about these guys moving to DC. It was about these ladies moving to New Orleans. So I think she needs a refresher course in what the show's actually about too.
And can I play devil's advocate for just a quick second and just ask this question for Zadia's? The reason why Zadia's kind of trying to hang on to Cam. Let's be honest here. Besides him, what other male has been an eligible choice?
That one, the last one that she was rude to was decent.
Decent.
The second the one she said is she already got a photographer. Was he a doctor? He was something. What was he?
I forgot. I know she went on a date with the teacher. That guy was kind of a little awkward a bit.
It was one after that. It was her.
That ain't gonna do it for
her. Because they don't stay around too long. We can't even remember, because she's very focused on
dismisses
Cam.
them.
Yeah, she's very focused on Cam.
Cam checks off a lot of her personality and what he does boxes for her. Everybody
Maybe
else.
Remember though, there was a decent dude. She had one good one. The last one.
She had one or two. She just don't give them no time. She don't give.
Oh, thank you, Felicia. Respiratory therapist and photographer.
She don't love what you can.
Yeah, he was decent.
Well, did she call him corny? Did she call him corny?
Basically, a copycat of Cam.
She said she just didn't need another doctor, even though their respiratory therapists are not doctors. But she said she doesn't need another doctor and photographer.
I want the 2B version.
Yeah, that's what she said.
It was something else she said about him, but yes, but
He worked
I think
shit.
that's the point we're looking at. In her mind, all the rest of the choices haven't been chosen. They haven't been the greatest for her, so that's why she's been hanging on the Cam every week.
Hold up, Denisha. He got a hinged account. What's the T? They said Cam got a hinge. What's on his hinge account? There's too much going on. He has great weapons.
Now,
He
just
oiled down on IG and hinge too.
right.
Well, as we've seen in Ready to Love, that's not uncommon for the fellas. You know, the people that you get to show up on reality TV, a lot of the guys are usually guys that are not shy, so they are somewhat attention seeking, and we've seen it before and after the show. Have we not?
I can't do that. I can't do that, Sean. I can't.
What? I'm just saying, there's plenty. I mean, nobody needs to name names, but there's plenty of guys that just they like the attention. And I mean, listen, there's guys out there that like attention, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There is something wrong with that, but yeah, you're right.
For them,
don't do that now. Come on now, Susie, don't do that. Don't do that.
What do you mean?
Count if they
Don't do that.
If you put a print on IG Trey, I'm gonna follow you. That's too much. Do not do that.
Oh, just because
I ain't doing that. That's too far.
Okay.
So you still follow code?
Do I? Kojo is the only person I let do too much on Instagram, and he don't be doing that. He just be dancing. He just be enjoying himself. That's different.
Deep prints, yeah.
But if he put a print on there, I may have to say, see less of him.
A bit too much. But, I mean, it's a signal, isn't it, really? It's a signal. It's a bat signal. So clearly that's the mindset that he might be in. I don't know he might not have been on his Hinge account for a little while, so I don't know what the history is there. But if he's got deep prints, it just means that maybe the mindset he was in that moment of time wouldn't have been necessarily relationship based, because, you know, he's thinking about maybe just hitting a few things and trying to work at the same time. You know, maybe he's in that space. You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't know. I ain't mad at it. JR's doing the search now. But you know, obviously
Well, when you find it over, I need to see something.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
If y'all got
Kojo, you worse than production when they did that to Zadia and asking her, was this your first time coming to Cam's house? And she keeps saying, they keep playing in her face big time.
The first time.
Nope. That's the first time they filmed it. That's the first time they filmed it. That's about it.
First
She knew
time
the
in
layout.
daylight.
She knew the layout. Okay.
Her Bluetooth connected to all of these devices as soon as she stepped in the house.
Yo,
And that brother let us walk into a house when the house looking like that. That brother didn't care at that point.
No, and this is true.
She'd have been there.
The Haitian Empress said the dog, he had a pit bull, a cash counter, and somebody said, C-Perk said the Terror Squad chain. Listen.
Brother got some different.
And
she
the
did
dog
pretend
knew
like
her.
she hadn't seen the dog before. She was like, "Oh, is this the dog?" They try to pretend like they ain't seen
That
the
dog knew her. The dog knew her.
Hey, I remember you. Yeah,
like you've been here before, sis.
That dog.
That dog times.
You good by me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that smell.
Mm-hmm. Scratch my head again. Right here. Right
Like,
here.
I know what y'all was doing.
Mm-hmm. I done peeked in.
I thought I was the only dog in this house, but you know what? Welcome to the club.
We need to grow up.
But no, I mean, listen, hey, look, I do think with Cam and Zadia, I mean, I definitely feel like Cam liked Zadia. I don't think there was never a doubt. I think he definitely did. But I definitely feel like I think this is something that us as men that we do, and we spoke about this last time, myself and Sean. We kind of like drag out certain situations, right? We don't and I'm telling you, trust me, unless he's somebody who's simping and not really know how to have good boundaries, That first time when she told him to get his hand off the shoulder, he remembers that. He remembers that point because the next thing that happened was when she was trying to tell him how she expects him to share, and he told her, "Listen, in no certain words, I'm not sharing if I don't have to." That let me know he was very much aware of the way Zadia moves, and he would have been very much aware of Zadia's passive kind of slow encroaching, trying to get him to change his thought process to hers. So at that point, sometimes what men do is that they don't necessarily cut off the line straight away, right? What we might do is like we try and just try to sit it out a little bit and see how long this is going to go on for, right? We're hoping that we're hoping for it to change. So we're kind of almost a little bit. We have a level. I call it a level of delusion. We're like, it might change, bro. It might change. It might change. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. It might change. In amongst that too, what's gonna make that a little bit longer in the process of me not cutting you off is if I'm hitting it. Because if I'm hitting it or I'm about to hit it, yeah, we're trash like that sometimes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some men, us men, we have to be honest. There are some trash, toxic behaviors that we have in that aspect. If we know we're about to hit it, or we are hitting it, yeah, I'm gonna extend the trial. I'm gonna extend the time. I know that you ain't the right person for me, but I'm extend the trial. And so I wouldn't be surprised if after the show they're still good friends, they're still cool. Cause baby, I'm not trying to mess up the hits that I've been getting. You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do that to you? Do you know what I'm saying to you? No, I need to have my access I'm still getting. So after that situation peters out a little bit, I'm gonna still keep it sweet. I'm gonna still keep it nice. But oftentimes, I'm telling you now, as men, sometimes we don't say the real issue of why we stopped dating a girl. And oftentimes, the reason why we don't say it is because what's gonna happen next is they're gonna call you a sassy nigga for talking. They're gonna tell you straight, listen, I don't know why you're talking after a relationship, or you're mean, or you're this. So we just don't say it. But what he did and what he is doing is what I call a slow detachment, phase, which is that conversation he had with Zadia was the extent of what was happening way before then. So when he gets to a point and says, I don't have time for you, and that, maybe you should see other people, that's not that day. That has been from the very beginning. It's been slowly happening, and he's been actually creating a distance between himself and Zadia. And what he's going to hope for at the end is that as I create that distance, yeah, I want you to distance the idea of me and you in a relationship right now. Doesn't mean distance the panani from me. Let's, I want to make it very clear. We're not distancing the sexual part. And that's why I said you have to be very careful, because if you can get caught up in a situationship before you even realize it, that when he says he's distancing himself and say you can date other people, yeah, date other people, but I know that I'm the bomb. You understand? And as a man, when you got a girl in a particular place, right? You got her locked in a certain angle. You're like, I know I'm the bomb. I know I'm levels. You will date other people. They will deal with your emotional baggage. I'm gonna be here slinging the D. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be here slinging the D. But between me and you, it ain't gonna work. Because I've made it clear already. And that's actually how you maybe I'm dropping a bit of dark arts here. That's how you kind of push them into that arena where you're winning the best of both worlds. Because now you know me and I know you, and I'm giving you a D, and you know that this ain't gonna work. So hey, yes, Jay.
I'm glad to hear too, because I was like, I feel like it's a little bit of dark arts at play here too, because sometimes when we sit there and say, you can date these other people, is to fill you out to see what you're doing, to make sure that I still got you locked in as much as I need you locked in, while I go ahead and do whatever I can keep you where I want to keep you at bay, but I got you still in my corner. So I was looking at that side of it too, that he might still be playing a little dark arts just to be like, go date your other men. So she's like, no, I ain't got nobody else. It's just you. And he over here rubbing his hands together like, okay, cool, good. I got you here while I go ahead and make this funny. Check on these other little things over here, move around, but you here. I got you in. So she just need to go ahead and be careful and move around. She could keep getting, like I said, if you want to keep getting a D on the low, hey, I ain't here to judge you. Do you, man? You know what I'm saying? If somebody find that Hinge page, send it to me. I'm just trying to see something, I'm just trying to see why she might be locked in a little bit. That's all.
Jay, you a menace.
I'm just trying to look out for my girl Zadia. That's all.
You just trying to help Ike, huh? You trying to help Ike?
Light gray, if it's the dark gray, he might be a little serious. He might not be. If it's light gray, he ain't serious at all. He really trying to get the action. The light gray really show everything. So I'm just trying to see which color gray it is. That's all.
Someone said in the chat that was watching the live too that he had said the reason he told her to do that was because he knew she wouldn't find anybody that was better than him. So there's some element of dark arts going on. Cam is definitely, listen, he's like, yo, you ain't gonna find another one like me, So that's the game he's playing. Hey, Pitbull, cash counter, he got the piece.
That's why I asked the question.
Chain, great sweatpants on Hinge.
Hey. I guarantee she's been coming back to him and telling him, let me tell you what date they just sent me on. And he like, oh, for real? Yeah. Locked in.
I spared y'all the sound effects this time.
A brother knows what a brother knows. And that's what I'm saying. And all that Zadia needs to be aware of is, are you aware of the game? If you're aware of the game, then you're choosing to stay in it because you want to stay in it. If you don't, then you need to get out. But I think for anybody who may not be aware, you need to be aware of this game. It's a very simple game. You know what I'm saying to you, right? And honestly, like I said, like you were saying, I think Sean and the guys I said earlier on, like when a guy tells you like, look, you can date other people, either he truly means it, because there's one of three things, right? Either he's trying to be a nice guy and he really means it and he realizes he's not the right person for you, and you might end up being friends. Most women want number one to happen, right? The other aspect is number two. When he's saying it, he knows that, there ain't no one better than him, and he's saying it, like Jay was saying, to see what you gonna do, right? See how you maneuver. And sometimes you say, to maneuver around because, in all honesty, you've got dark arts in your mind. That once you detach from the process and you kind of reconfigure things, you can get that person to be involved with you, because actually, technically, that person now has invested in you. They've now invested in you. So them turning around and having to do a whole 360 is very difficult for them. They're like the Titanic in the middle of the sea. It's tough to turn around. You know what I mean? It takes a whole lot of time to turn that around and be like, I'm not involved myself with you again. So, I think listening to Cam, one thing I watched about Cam is, like I said, that very first conversation told me that was a real nigga. I'm telling you, Cam is a real nigga. Yeah, because as soon as she put the hand on her back, and then later on, the brother told her to her face, yeah, it ain't gonna be me you're gonna try and control. And that's why I said that when it gets to the very end and he says, you can ship around, that brother has been intentional about the way he's moving. He knows exactly what he's doing. That ain't somebody who's naive. And she's been trying to twist it and maneuver him, and he's been letting her know on this episode again. Say, hey, I hear you, but I got my vision. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. That brother knew exactly what he was playing at. Okay, so if Zadia knows what she's doing, fantastic. Hey, you continue, sis. The Bible says we shouldn't be doing that, but we all got our own processes here. But if that's what you want to do and you're honest about it, be honest about it. But if you don't know what you're doing, sis, get the freak out of there. Okay, all right. That brother putting on them latest gloves like this. I'm telling you, you about to make some magic. You get what I'm saying to you? Any other thoughts on Cam and Zadia? Yes, Sean.
I would just say, word of caution. I know ladies try it. My advice is always to just move on. Move on. Because trying to play a man's game, sometimes it gets y'all sliding right down that wall. So just don't try to, and I think I see her doing this so many times, trying to, outfox a fox. You know, you might win sometime, but is that a gamble you're willing to play with? You know, and that would just be my thing. Is that if you really willing to gamble, go ahead and see what's going to happen. But you know, I wouldn't recommend it.
Coolly. Listen, it's a madness. All right, cool. Well, time is up for us then. I guess it's time for us to bring this to a close as well. But you know what? Listen, what's time? 3:45? What's it about? Almost 10 o'clock where you guys are? Almost 10 o'clock?
Eastern time is 10:45.
10:45, so it's almost getting 11. But yeah, listen, thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm gonna get Deacon to obviously give us the roundup. But I appreciate you guys for coming, guys and girls for coming through. Came out 500 strong. We appreciate that as well. It depends how I'm feeling. I might do it today, might do it tomorrow. You never know. But I really wanted to talk about this Ashanti situation, just because I have a feeling. I got a feeling. Ooh, that's like, you know what? That as much as people are rooting for the situation, and people are excited for the situation, something gonna happen. You know what I'm saying to you? So, yes, Jay.
The situation?
Ashanti's pregnant.
I don't know why y'all believe in that.
Wait, we talking about that? I don't
So-
think we're talking about that, are we?
No, not right now. But I was wondering if I should do it. I might do it after. You know, depends how I'm feeling. You know, I've napped now, so.
Because you was preaching to the choir in our chat. We ain't the ones congratulating the mess.
Yeah.
I know that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That you weren't doing that. It was the greater people.
Yeah. It'd be the same people
So-
crying on Kendra G talking about they didn't know their baby daddy was a narcissist and liar. Then they want sympathy. You'll get none from me. 0. But congrats though.
Sean, what did you say, Jay?
I don't believe it's true. I just think they were saying make it official or whatever, and he just pointed at her stomach, and everybody assumed. Until I get an official announcement, there's a baby in there. I don't even believe it.
It's on people, but people don't be the most accurate all the time.
I sent the video to the group, and the video was they were saying make it official or whatever, and he pointed at her stomach. I mean, he just held her stomach or whatever, and everybody assuming that she's pregnant. Like, did she actually say, or he actually said, we having a baby?
It's just the blogs right now that are saying that they have information that she's pregnant. So until it comes from them, I'm with you, Jay. Until it comes from them, I told Seaway earlier, I'm hoping and wishing and praying that she didn't wait till her early 40s to mess around and, get pregnant this way. I'm hoping, but
I wouldn't
it is
hope
what
so
it is.
Under the olive branches, is it on TMZ? I didn't go on there.
There's a
If
couple
it's
of
on
those,
TMZ, then she's pregnant. Then
How long did they date the first
That
time
TMZ
around?
is the verified. They are the verified.
TMZ more
they ain't
accurate
got
than
much wrong.
CNN. Okay,
They be hidden.
Say these bloggers reporting, we seen the video, he rubbed her stomach, she's pregnant. Like,
Yeah, y'all let me know if y'all seen on
understand.
TMZ. Until then, I don't know.
Barry to tell us
We
that
need to be careful. They just got out of a lawsuit with Kobe's wife. So I just need
can we wait for Haley to admit she's pregnant first before we just start jumping on Ashanti?
Oh, that baby gonna be 2 years old before we know if she's pregnant.
Halle situation, yeah. We of course you don't want to see Halle. Nobody wants to see Halle pregnant, and it's not because she's a bad girl, but because she's with someone like DDG, who's a fool.
and she's young,
And she's young, yeah.
That's just where we're at.
Let me be pregnant by a fool.
That's just where we're at in society. It's gonna be more of that. It's gonna be more where that came from.
But she's not a fool either, though. I think because sometimes we do look at her and think to ourselves that she's such a young, innocent person. She's not a fool. She actually knows exactly what she's doing. So, but sometimes we have that image of her ourselves, of Halle. But if it was Chloe, everyone would be like, well, Chloe knows what she... Listen, Halle knows exactly what she's doing. She's not as innocent as she plays. She plays into her role. She knows what role she plays in society because they've given her that role. She's not innocent. She knows exactly what she's doing. She has a man who does what he does and has gone back to him several times. She's not stupid. She's aware of what he is. Like, so we just gotta let her have it and let her do what she do. And when she learns a lesson, like, I will know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, what if we find out that Ashanti and Nelly are secretly married, though?
Who? Halle and DGG?
No, Ashanti and Nelly, she said.
What if they
Do you think
secretly,
they're secretly married?
like Don and his?
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Why would it need to be a secret?
Yeah, that would be
Exactly.
weird.
Some people like to have a marriage privately, and so they can have the sanctity of the marriage without the public all up in it for a while. So,
Okay.
Well, he kept her a secret for 10 years. I don't know how much longer he needs to do that.
Well,
did he really keep her?
I mean, she was darn near a secret for a decade. I mean, we knew, but he didn't claim her.
Secret was reserved.
And he's like 49 and she's 42 or something, right? So
Yeah, he got grown kids.
yeah.
Who that?
He got 2, I think.
Nelly. He been
Nelly. He been had kids. Long time ago.
Yeah, he had kids before he got famous.
Mm-hmm. 2 of them, right?
So it doesn't
Yeah,
doesn't
2,
have
I
kids since
think.
then.
So he got built-in babysitters, y'all. Let it be.
Okay, fair enough. He hasn't had any kids.
He
since
said
then.
his son darn near 30. Y'all better stop lying. Is he really?
Nah,
one is
yeah, he should be.
26. I think one is 26.
He's close to it. Yeah.
He may be a granddaddy at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they should marry.
I think he is. I
Think he a granddaddy?
think he is IKEA. I feel like
Yeah.
I would say I expect him to marry, and if he's not marrying, can't lie to you. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a mistake from Nelly, from Ashanti, but
Unless she's gonna
everyone
use
wants
it
marriage,
as
they said.
maybe she'll use it as a sperm donor situation.
Maybe that's what it is, Maybe that's what it is. You get me?
That's
And
probably what she.
let's hope he doesn't do a Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
No, I think he'll be okay.
His kid.
I think he'll be okay, Nelly, on that front. It's whether the relationship between the two of them, what happens. You know what I mean? That's what I'm wondering about. But hey, if they love it,
just prepare for I say just prepare for good music because when she goes through heartbreak and all that stuff, the music is good.
He's probably gonna break her heart. She gonna be singing "Unbreak My Heart," boy. In me. So
No, she ain't had a hit since Irv Gotti, so I don't need her making no more songs.
God damn, C-Wade.
I mean,
That's savage.
that's
Jeez.
really
Mentioning that, oh God, he gonna pop up soon.
Wow. See, wait, I don't think you mean that. Let's just.
no, that's
That
true.
was. Oh my God.
What hit she had since Irv?
No. We don't want to do it. We don't need to do that. But I just think
Oh my God.
she is timeless.
Oh my
She's
God.
a legend.
He said
Jesus.
she's timeless, but C-Wade said, no, she's not had a tune since oh God.
So her time is up.
Oh,
She said her time is up. She ain't timeless. Her time is up. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Sean said,
I
no.
support her. I support her, but I've gone to a couple of her concerts, but she needs to sing all new stuff, old stuff. Every time she try to sing that new stuff, I be like, please, no.
Okay, all right. Maybe is it time for the benediction, Kojo?
Yes, anyway.
Seaway is no. I know what you mean, baby girl. We got you. Let's just do the
Look, if anybody's actually supported Ashanti,
Seaway. No.
you ain't showing her
Let's just
love.
end it. Can we just end it? Let's just end it. I understand.
Deacon,
I'm not
okay.
saying you're wrong,
Deacon.
but I think we should just quit while we're ahead, please.
Now she had a verse on Diddy's album. Y'all need to be blocked for that.
Well, listen, looks like Aries is on your side, Seaway, but like we gotta go with this topic.
Hey,
We're right at the 2-hour mark, and we don't want the live to get shut down.
It's that season, so let me talk my ish for this 1 month.
No, I just don't want you to not with Ashanti. I just don't want you to do it. I don't want you to do it.
I love Ashanti. I just said no more new music. That's it.
Okay, all right. I got
Okay,
you.
Deacon, take us home. Deacon, take us home.
Okay. I can't even benedict right now. So, listen, I think the theme of tonight is read the room and read the signs. So at the end of the day, you got to read the signs. So when it comes to Ashley, all signs point to about face, make a U-turn. When you're on the road and you see the U-turn sign, please follow it. Don't keep going thinking you're going to catch the next exit, because the longer you stay on, the further you're going to get away from where you need to go. So please, Ashley, make a U-turn. Vern, please stop. That's a stop sign. Mizell is not. That is not. It doesn't mean yield. It means stop. When you're dealing with somebody whose character's in question and they lie, too early, too soon, no grace needs to be given. Just stop, Vern. Sharice, I don't even know. Danger is the sign for you. And you in the right town for the song. You in danger. Danger. Please, Sharice, when you just simply go by the aesthetics, you're going to be in danger. So please, we need you to abort that. We know looks are important. We also know that being attracted, but it can't be everything, and you can't abandon those important things. So please, danger. And last but not least, Zadia. We love you. We love you, Zadia. But it is the hazard sign. Please, the worst thing you could do is try to tell somebody what to do. The only person you need to tell what to do is yourself. So when a man tells you what he wants to do, trust him. It's a hazard when you try to do otherwise. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Deacon. He gathered us all up quickly and said church has come to a conclusion end, and he doesn't want the Saint Ashanti to be desecrated on this lovely day. So
well,
we're going to leave it there.
We're all broke, Kojo. When in Rome said we broke, we ain't got no money, shut the hell up and go home.
So y'all ain't put no money in the offering basket, so we gonna get out of here. So we appreciate you guys. Stay locked, saluted. We'll see you again very, very soon, probably tomorrow, to discuss the Shannon situation. Much love, much appreciation. Let me leave you one of my memes as always. I love to see this. Okay, don't be here. Look at this. Yeah, sometimes you gotta slide down that wall. That's it. Appreciate y'all. Stay locked.